Hey guys, I'm sitting in my living room. Hold on, let me put the blanket on me. Let's have a chat. Let's have a talk. Let me pull my shirt up. Okay, so today is gonna be a very interesting video. Hold on a second, I need to breathe. Okay, so this is gonna be a new series that I'm starting on my channel. There will be like more behind the scenes stuff over on my Patreon. So if you wanna see like the really dirty, explicit details of everything that's going on in my life, make sure you go follow me on Patreon. Tiers start as low as $1. It's very much so different than my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans is more so like explicit content, nudity. Patreon does have some of that, but it is a lot more like talking, behind the scenes vlogs. Anyway, so this series, Stepanka Has Sex, is all about me coming to the end of my road on this journey of celibacy. I have been celibate for over 2 years now. I think it's about 2 years and two and a half months now that I've been celibate, and my last relationship was the last time that I had intercourse, and that was over 2 years ago. And I made the decision after that relationship that I was going to be celibate, and I never made a timeline. I never said I was going to be celibate for 2 years or 1 year. I just said to myself that I was going to be celibate until I felt physically, mentally, emotionally ready to do that. And I didn't know how that was going to happen. Was it going to happen with me finding a new relationship? Was it going to be with me rediscovering myself or gaining confidence and self-esteem? And during those 2 years that I've been celibate, I have achieved a lot. I feel like a part of my brain, which was focused on sex and intimacy, was now turned off completely, and my brain was able to function at a different speed with less distractions. And because of that, I feel like I achieved a lot in 2 years. I bought a beautiful big home. I own 3 cars. I have 2 dogs. I do very well for myself. I help my family. I help friends when they need me. And I have built this, like, I don't want to say empire, but like I've built myself up to be this person. I finished my 2nd book. I have made some headway into making the documentary that I started filming 2 years ago about aplastic anemia. I pursued a lot of creative projects. I learned how to play piano very well. I launched a very successful OnlyFans. That was one of like the top 0.01% of accounts on the entire platform. I was able to save money. I was able to pay down my mortgage. I was able to eliminate a lot of credit card debt that I had. I also fixed my credit finally for the first time in my life. My credit's like okay. And I definitely strengthened some of my friendships as well as some of my relationships with family members. And most importantly, during those 2 years, I strengthened the relationship I have with myself. I don't feel like in 2 years I've like figured out who I am, and I can't say that I'm 100% happy with who I am, but I am like figuring out how my brain works. And I think that I've been able to do all of those things because I completely shifted my focus from relationships and sex into money and bettering myself financially and physically and in all other ways. And so I'm really proud of myself. It's now been 2 years and 2 months, and I'm sitting here feeling like I've accomplished a lot. I think one of the other major things that decided for me that I was going to be celibate was that I never really enjoyed sex in my life. I always felt like it was something that I felt pressured to do, that was very much so a service to the other person and never for me to enjoy. It almost always felt like a performance, and like I do OnlyFans and Patreon, so in a sense, like being sexy for me is always performative. And I think I bring that also into the bedroom, that I feel like, oh my gosh, like this is a performance. I have to make sure I look good, like my makeup, like I have to like, you know, look good in this angle. And that was very, very toxic, I feel, because it made intimacy feel like a chore and like a job and not like something that I actually could enjoy. And then for me, in order to even enjoy it a little bit, I would almost always have to be very intoxicated. I don't think ever in my life have I been sober during the act. So I knew that this was bad. I knew that my relationship with intimacy was very bad. So this was also part of the reason why I decided to be celibate. Another reason was because, quite frankly, quite honestly, I'm just gonna say it, I hated myself. I have severe body dysmorphia. I have confidence issues. I can have 1,000 people on the internet every single day telling me that I'm beautiful, that I'm pretty. I will look in the mirror and I see something completely different, and I struggle so much with my body. And sometimes even the thought of somebody putting their hands on me scares the shit out of me, because my brain just starts going off like, oh my God, like what are they thinking? Do they think I'm fat? Do they think I'm disgusting? Do they think I'm ugly? Like literally, instead of enjoying somebody like putting their hands on me, my brain just starts spiraling. And so I was like, okay, I need to fix this. I need to find a way around this that I can like actually allow people into my atmosphere without constantly freaking out about what they're thinking and how they're feeling. And I know a lot of people will say, well, if somebody wants to be with you, if somebody wants to hook up with you, they're automatically attracted to you, like they're not thinking those things. People aren't wired that way. Like if you're getting hot and heavy with somebody, the last thing that they're thinking about is like the few extra pounds on your stomach. But that is not the case. I have been in relationships with toxic men who have critiqued my body during intimate moments, who have constantly told me that I would be hotter if I lost weight, that I'd be hotter if I went to the gym, that would make fun of the fact that I don't have an ass, who would degrade the way that I look all the time. I have never been with a man who really made me feel good about my body, but in fact would just go out of their way to make me feel bad about it. So I don't know. And then after I'd break up with them, I would find out from them or other close sources that the reason they did that was like a manipulation strategy in order to like keep me feeling like I wasn't good enough for them, so I would stick around. Like, it's so fucked up. I feel like I have been emotionally, mentally abused by men a lot in relationships. So that is part of the reason why I think I have some of the self-esteem issues that I have. But it's not, you know, the entire reason. I've obviously always struggled with eating disorders and body dysmorphia. And so the past 2 years, I went on a self-improvement journey, which did include plastic surgery, which did include dieting, which did include some toxic things as well. But honestly, like, I feel better about myself now than I ever have. Like, physically, my body, the way I look, I feel like I look good, and I'm finally relatively happy with myself. Am I 100% happy with myself? No. I still don't like parts of myself. I've like learned to accept those things and also acknowledge that there are so many beautiful things about me, and that some of these flaws that I have, people don't really pick up on, and if they do, it's because I express my insecurity with them, which I need to stop doing. I need to stop talking down to myself, and I need to stop like sarcastically joking about myself. Like, I'm always like, yeah, like I'm a flat ass bitch. Like, oh yeah, I'm so fucking pale and gross. Or I'll be like, oh yeah, my teeth are fucked up. And I'll like say that to people, and that's wrong. I talk down to myself sometimes, and I need to stop doing that, and I need to like build myself up more and build up my self-esteem. But I do feel good about myself most days. Some days I don't, but usually I think my confidence is at a pretty healthy level. I have realistic expectations. I know I'm not gonna be super confident in myself all the time, but you know, I don't wanna be suffering with self-esteem issues like I used to. And I think, you know, also my illness played a lot into that. I gained weight because of my medication. Like, a lot of parts of my body changed after I got sick. I was put on medication, which suppressed my periods and kind of put me in a state of menopause, which also made me feel a lack of sex drive. So, you know, health-wise, I'm doing better. Physically, I'm doing better. And I'm finally nearing this point in my life where I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to be intimate with somebody again. But then comes the next question, that is, who am I going to be intimate with? This is something I have long thought about. Am I gonna wait for somebody special to enter my life? Is this gonna be like my soulmate, my twin flame, the love of my life? Well, ladies and gentlemen, as time has drifted by these past 2 years, I've realized, you know, that's probably not going to happen. And if I keep waiting for like someone really special and meaningful to come into my life in order for me to do something, then I'm just going to end up waiting forever. And the same kind of sentiment goes hand in hand with the purchase of my home. Like if I had waited till I got married or until I got pregnant to get a house for myself, then I would still be sitting in an apartment in New York City. So like, I feel that I have to do things my own way and that they're not going to be traditional and they're not going to be the norm. And so I've started to plan out that maybe losing my celibacy is not going to be so much like how I imagined it to be, that it's not gonna be like this perfect person that comes into my life and that I like fall in love with and that I get into a relationship with. Maybe it's like ripping off a band-aid and just doing it with somebody who's hot. There was one point where I was considering a friend, but then I was like, no, because you know, with friends, it's a little bit more delicate and you know, I don't want any feelings like that involved, and I don't want to make it weird, and I don't want to ruin a friendship, and I don't want to like fuck with another person's emotions if that person is somebody I care about. So then I was like, okay, well maybe it's gonna be like some random person that I meet off of a dating app, and that's a possibility, but you know, people on dating apps, they're a little bit suspicious. I don't know how I feel about that. And maybe it'd be like just like a mutual friend of a friend, so not like somebody I'm super close with, but somebody that's always kind of been in like my peripheral in my life that I know of, that I kind of like have vetted a little bit, or that somebody else that I'm close with has vetted for me. So I even asked my friend Heather, I was like, do you know anybody? So yeah, at this point, I'm still pretty undecided. I feel like it's just gonna happen when it's happened. I'm like letting the universe guide me, but I'm also kind of saying to myself, okay, like 2 years has been enough. You're young, enjoy yourself, have fun, get out there. So, you know, soon. It's gonna happen soon. I don't know for sure how, but it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I'm gonna do like a routine video. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm getting ready physically, mentally. So if you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more, so you don't miss any videos of this series. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Hope you're having a great start to your week. And thank you so much for listening. Let me know your thoughts below. And I will link all of my stuff in the description box. So my OnlyFans, my Patreon, which will have all my exclusive behind the scenes stuff. And also my Instagram handle is Stepanka. So follow me on there. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.